Hi, guys.
Hello.
Happy Sunday. Eagles are in the playoffs again. I don't know how the hell they did it, but they did it. And thank you, Minnesota Vikings, for losing. So bring on the Bears. And yeah, so we do have an opportunity to repeat as Super Bowl champions this year, and you know what? It's going to be the hardest road possible because as the wild card, you probably don't know this, as the wild card, there are no home games. You have to play on the road for every single one. So bring it on. So anyway, hi Renee, hi Andrea. Good to see people jumping on. So as we entitled this is the final relationship talk of 2018. Nancy Scott. All right, I'll edit it. Scott and I, is that right?
No, our, O-U-R.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm like a grammar.
An hour.
There we go.
Okay. Anyway, so just good to see everybody. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Allison. Shireen, good to see you on here. Hi, Dana, Bill. So everyone say hi and where you're coming in from. Happy early New Year. So we have a challenge for everyone in 2019. And this is going to be a challenge for the entire year. So, and it's for you as an individual in your relationship, but also a challenge for you as a couple in your relationship. So we have listed three things that we want you to focus on in 2019 to become a better individual in your relationship, but to become a better couple, right?
Yep.
Do you want to say anything?
No.
Okay. So, three things. Number one is we are going to encourage you and challenge you to have a date night at least one time per month. Now, this doesn't mean just going to dinner and coming home. A date night could be a day date where you go to a winery for a couple hours, or you take a hike, or without the kids, just the two of you. Find some time once a month to reconnect with your partner, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like Scott said, it doesn't have to be, a fancy dinner or something like that. It could just be time specially set aside to reconnect. Yeah.
So a date night, and this is what we're going to challenge you guys to. And if it's going to be dinner, it's going to be dinner. It could be brunch. It could be lunch.
It could be a hike.
It could be a hike. It could be going to the movies, going bowling, going on a double date with another couple. Just make sure that you get out of the house at least one time a month, just the two of you. So that's our first challenge. Number two is have a self-care day at least one time per month. Now, go ahead, you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, and for the ladies, sometimes that might be more. You might need more. But yeah, we can touch on that in a second.
No, I mean, if you want to do it every week, it's fine. But I really feel for men and women, it's completely fine to go and get a massage once a month. Manicure, pedicure. I love manis and pedis. It's fun. It's fun to get your nails worked on. Once a month doing that for yourself. So, whether, the wife goes one time during the month and the husband goes the other time a month. If, as a guy, if you're not into that kind of thing, maybe just a massage, that's fine. But women and men, you absolutely should take care of yourself. You should have your own day. So, hey, Dennis, Jackie, Deb, good to see everybody jumping on here. Say hi and where you're coming in from.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in here, like, again, self-care is so incredibly important. But for any of you who have actually read the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, my sister actually pointed this out, but there is something that happens to men. They kind of go into, I think they call it the cave, and women go into a well, meaning when you get so overwhelmed and stressed out about life and, things are just happening, you get this buildup and it's like, oh, I need to just go somewhere by myself and just chill out. Sometimes your body tells you that, or sometimes you kind of know when you hit that limit, but it's okay to have a self-care day. Sometimes, I mean, I know Scott mentioned mani-pedis, whatever, but like sometimes just a nice bathtub, fill it up with water.
Epsom salt.
Just bought some Epsom salt, have some time to yourself, light some candles, read a book. In fact, I was just reading Before Our Work Week the other day by Tim Ferriss, and he was saying at night, pick a fictional book, right? A book that is just nonsense. It's just something that doesn't mean anything. Pick a fiction book to read 20 minutes before you go to bed so that you can disconnect and you can really relax your mind. So just don't forget to take care of yourself and have that self-care, whatever that might be, but intentionally plan it out or it will drop in your lap and you'll have to plan it out.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely, self-care comes in so many different shapes or forms. And, for women, it could be just having a girls' night out. You going out with some of the girls, or for the guys, just going out with the guys, like I'll go watch the Eagles game with a couple of my buddies, just to, for 3-4 hours, just me with them. That's an act of self-care as well. So just remember, for those that are jumping on, Kale, Brian, Teresa, Marcus Thomas, what's up, brother? Sharon, 3 things that we're challenging you to do in 2019 to reconnect with yourself as an individual and as a couple. And number 1 is have one date night a month. There's Nancy, there's not Nancy. So one date night per month. So again, get creative, have fun with it. And number 2, self-care day 1 time per month. And again, that means something different to each people. And the third thing that we're going to challenge everyone to do, and this is really important. Thank you, Dina. Read the 5 love languages. And we were actually just talking about in the kitchen. Nancy was just saying, like, it doesn't matter really like what I'm personally going through. She goes, just, as long as you continue to fill my cup, it really doesn't matter what's going on with me. I'll continue to fill yours. And that's what we do. We fill each other's cups all the time. And if you don't know your partner's love language, or if you don't know your own love language, that's why I highly suggest you to read this book. It's a wonderful, wonderful book.
Yeah, no, and I mean, again, like what this is all about is basically you read through the book and there's 5 different love languages. And do you remember what they were? I know one is gift giving, giving and receiving gifts. One is words of affirmation. So being told like, oh, you're so great.
That's what I like.
The other is physical touch. I think we all know what that means. But you feel most loved when you feel physical touch. What are the other ones?
Words of affirmation.
I already said that.
Acts of service.
Acts of service. So
and receiving
doing
gifts.
Things. And I already said that one.
You said gifts?
Yeah, I already said that one. So there's always 2 that I forget.
Forget.
I know, and it's really funny because it sounds so simple and it's only 5. But I know mine are, gift giving. I love to give gifts. And sometimes we like to give love the way that we also like to receive it. But I love gift giving because it makes me feel special, and someone actually taking the time to like pick out, something or give me flowers or something, like it's so special to me. And I'm also physical touch. So, those are 2 of my big ones. And then yours are words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. I mean, and it's so funny. Like, I love when someone tells me they love me because I say it all the time.
Yes.
I
know, and I absolutely love that. I
love words of affirmation. Like, I don't need, you're so amazing, you're so great. Like, I don't need that. I love hearing I love you. Like, it just makes me feel good. And physical touch. I love holding hands. Hugging, kissing. I love, I'm a very touchy person to begin with. And it makes me feel close to the person that I'm with. But if you guys have not read this book, as an individual, if you're not in a relationship, this will help you
Yes.
in your relationships because you will start to understand you better. And I think part of the struggle that Nancy and I both had in our past relationships, not that they were bad, but we didn't understand what we wanted to be filled. And when you can understand your love language, what you then understand is that the natural tendency is to fill that person's cup with what you would want your cup filled with. So when you can obviously express to your partner, hey, listen, what fills your cup? And you go over, they don't have to read the book. You can just say, listen, of these 5 things, what would fill your cup? What can I do to fill your love cup every single day? And it just makes the relationship so much stronger. And honestly, I'm just completely blessed to have met Nancy. And I think that's one of the reasons why we never fight, we never bicker, we never pick. We have conversations, but they never get to a place and space where our voices are raised. I just couldn't imagine raising my voice. We're just so open and communicative with everything. It's just one of those things. And hi, Emily. Hey, Debbie. And Lori says, I want my cup filled with kindness. And there it is. And Lori, what we can tell you is that when you know what you want your cup filled with, when you're with that right person, bam, they will hit you right in the face with kindness.
Yeah. And
not physically.
Yeah, no, not physically. But no, I love that Scott put out, because we always were like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? And, tonight I was just like, oh, I'm like so mentally fried. I don't even know. But he said, why don't we put a challenge out there? And honestly, when it comes down to it, if you and your partner, I don't care how long you've been married. People laugh. They're like, oh yeah, you guys getting on here and giving, again, we're not experts. We have literally been so transparent about the start of our relationship to where we're at now. And we just love to share, obviously after we've been through so many relationships, here we are, and here's what's working, and here's what we love, and here's what, but this, read the 5 love languages, is game changing. And even Scott said, if you don't have a spouse or significant other, this will still make you, the development that you're going to get out of this is phenomenal, because you're going to learn more about yourself as well, because I'm a huge fan of self-care and everything. But after you read this book, challenge, or you and your spouse or you and your significant other can read it together, and it's just like a fun thing to do together. I know some people.
Well, I just want to read what Emily wrote. Emily's one of my amazing friends, and she wrote, my husband and I have been married for 22 years, and we have never bickered or argued. We have conversations, and we work through differences if we have them. And, that also comes, Emily, that's emotional maturity. And, I don't care how old you are. You can be 25 or 45, and at 45, you can still be emotionally immature. And if you want to have an emotionally mature relationship where you can be a team, you can grow together, you will understand what your partner wants, their needs, and even their expectations. Because, as a man in this relationship, I have expectations for myself. If something needs to be figured out, if something needs to be taken care of, I'm going to go figure it out. But if it's something that I can't figure out, I have no problem asking for help either. And that's another big thing, is just being open and honest. And Lori says, but you're experts. We're not experts at all. Dina says, Mike has been telling me about the love languages. Absolutely. Colleen says, this is a great book and a great reminder for a reread. Absolutely. And
I think we're going to.
Yeah. And Colleen, I just want to piggyback off of that. I'm actually rereading a book for about the 4th time to Nancy for the first time, called Go for No. And it's something that we like to do. Sometimes she'll read to me or I'll read to her. Right now I'm reading to her, and we get in bed and for about 15 minutes until she completely passes out.
Usually pretty quick.
I'll read some of this book, and she would read one to me, and that's also a great way for us to connect, to read to each other. So it's all these little things. And Dina says, thank you for sharing. Lori says, bless you, Emily, and your hubby. And Emily says, great book. Love languages, great way to serve your spouse. Love that. Serving your spouse. I mean, it's the truth. It's you can what?
No, I get so excited about that book. You can finish your.
No, go ahead.
No, it was just something. It happened today that so Scott left the house, right, and I just how sometimes, okay, and I thought about this because it really went through my head that maybe sometimes in a relationship, in past relationships, or in the relationship that you're in now, where you feel a little annoyed, right? Maybe someone leaves their bowl around, or someone leaves a cup here or there, or there's a mess somewhere, and you're kind of like, oh, I'm always picking up for them, or I'm always whatever. But I was thinking that today, I'm like, I love Scott so much because we are seriously a team in every single thing that we do. And it's like, here I am. I ran around the house and I started cleaning up things, and then I did some laundry
Keep going.
and all that kind of stuff. And he does that stuff all the time. I mean, we do it together. It's not like ever put on one person. And I thought about it because I'm like, he fills my cup so much. There's nothing I could ever want more of, and with my love languages, I mean, I feel so satisfied and I feel so happy that it makes it that much easier, and I have no resentment or any weird feelings to do whatever I need to do or whatever I should do to make everything good. So I just thank you, for that. And, I just really, really feel so grateful for the relationship that we have, but so many other people can have that as well. It's just, having that respect for each other and taking the time to actually find out what makes each other tick.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I love you and thank you. No, and I really appreciate her so much because, I got to give her all the credit in the world. She was thrusted into a parent role from day one. She knew coming into this relationship that I had a son, and she didn't balk for a moment. She has no problem taking him if I have to go do something or I need to go somewhere real quick. She has no problem. There's just, she, without skipping a beat. And, it's a lot to ask of someone, but it was never an issue because, I have my son every other weekend and every Wednesday. So every weekend that we're together, one weekend is just us and the other weekend we're a family. And she hasn't, there's never been a complaint where, what, I'm just going to go away this weekend and I'll come back on Sunday after you drop him off. It's.
I think it's kind of funny because it's all about, perspective and things like that. And that was another thing I was kind of thinking about. I'm like, there are so many, I was thinking that today, right? We were playing, I was playing and having a really good time. And I was thinking it's so fun sometimes if we just as adults just kind of relax for a second and just have fun and play and just kind of be a kid again.
Slow motion trucks.
And sometimes, it's just a nice reminder. And sometimes kids, I mean,
they bring it out on you.
I always, and my mom will tell you this, I've always had a thing. I mean, with kids, I feel like they're my people, just being goofy and playing and things like that. I mean,
because there's no judgment.
Oh yeah. I mean, I came in from college one summer and my mom is like, okay, what kind of birthday party do you want to have or whatever? And I was like, I don't want any adults. I just want an all kid Easter egg hunt, with all my little cousins. It's just, kids are so much fun and there's just it's just so nice sometimes to just chill out and just take the stress out of life and just be a kid again sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. So.
Yeah. So, and again, to Debbie and Lori, you will absolutely, you'll absolutely understand what a true, real relationship is. And it hits you when you least expect it. We met on a dating app.
I swore I would never use a dating app.
And I swore I wouldn't either. I could just meet someone, and everything just worked exactly the way that it was supposed to. And now here we are, and we love sharing all of these things with you every Sunday. Not to make anybody envious, but to to Debbie and Lori's point, to show you that that true love does exist. There is real love out there. There is someone out there for each one of us to really fill our cups up beyond, I mean, overflowing. And that's how we truly feel all the time. We get excited about everything, but even when there's challenging moments, like we don't get annoyed with each other. We give each other advice, and you're a team. You're partners. You're everything. And when you can fully lean into all of that and not be scared to be vulnerable and to express how you feel, even if it's something that you don't agree with, the sodium content of someone's homemade chili, because
this was like my truth, I don't know, Sunday or something. I was just nothing but the truth was coming out of my mouth today.
And she goes, and the chili, it's pretty bland. It's pretty bland. And I'm
I
like,
didn't say it like that. He was just like, how was it? And I was like,
she goes, it was good. I'm like, so you didn't like it. But then she should have been saying thank you, because I used low sodium everything, and she didn't feel puffy or bloated or gassy,
like, you're welcome,
or gross. And I'm like, you should be saying you're welcome.
I'm like, no.
You're like, no, it was bland.
No.
And you know what? I thought it was delicious.
Yeah, no.
Not
anyway,
just because I made it.
I think it's really funny, and we talk about stuff all the time, and I heard someone actually made a comment before and was like, you guys, anybody could pretend to be so happy and whatever, and it's like, like we are.
Here's the thing. Thing. Hold on. If we were pretending to be happy, honestly, no. If we weren't happy, we wouldn't be coming on and doing this.
Yeah.
There's just no
Yeah.
You can't fake like. I mean, and I'm sure there's couples out there that do. Like they're like, all right, you gotta get on there. So
yeah, like on the HGTV or something.
I mean, this is real. Like we wanted, like the goal of these Sunday conversations is we wanted to take you guys along for our journey, like our life, because we wanted to. Lori says sodium content of homemade chili. I hope it's low. I'm a cardiac nurse. Thank you. Emily says, or if someone is sauteing with bacon fat or high temperature good oil. This was tonight's truth. Yeah.
Like a little spice never killed anyone.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
It was spicy.
No, but
anyway, but you can't fake something.
No,
like
and
this.
and here's the thing. Okay, we were talking about this the other day, and be your own hero type thing came up. Where we were thinking about it, and we were at the gym, and we were like, who do you look up to who's in a relationship, like a really great relationship? And we were going through and we were naming, some people here and there, but out of everyone that we knew, it wasn't a whole lot of people, right? Yeah. So it's like, I just really got to thinking, and it's like, we do need to look at make sure that we're good role models and that we're sharing, and again, like I'm so big with transparency. Like, I don't want you to think that everything is just always perfect. I mean, there are days where it gets really hard, especially we're both entrepreneurs, right? It is like, woo. And then it's like, oh my God. And then it's like, woo. And so it's like the stress of that, can be so much. But again, it's, respecting each other and hearing each other. And, the fact that Scott has respect for me and he actually asks my opinion of things, that means so much to me, that he values my opinion that much, and I can give him some stuff there. But anyway, be your own role model, right? So if you feel like there's things that you need to work on in your relationship or whatever, or you guys want to read the 5 love languages, you can do things. You're not past some point where it's like the point of no return, right? People grow. Sometimes people grow together and sometimes people grow apart, but it's never too late to come back together and recalibrate and look at your relationship and learn a little bit more about each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Come back, and hopefully, that's a healthy relationship, is whenever you hear each other out and you have that communication. So I love, and Scott reminded me, and he came up with this challenge, read the 5 love languages. It's something amazing you can do for yourself and your relationship this year. It's
not a long book. It's like 130 pages. Just do it for you. If you're not in a relationship, do it for you. Get to know yourself better, because again, love starts from loving you first. When you can fully love yourself, that's when the doors of love open up, because most people have their love door closed because you're really not loving who you are. But when you can start really loving and appreciate everything that you are, your faults, all of your mishaps, all of your failures, your successes, your indifferences, everything, your wrinkles, your no hair, whatever it is, you have to love everything. You have to love everything about yourself. So again, our challenge to you, whether you're single or in a relationship, 1 date night per month. If you're single, this means going out with yourself. Like sometimes we do take ourselves out by ourselves.
Oh my gosh, I go out for pho.
Or she'll go to the coffee shop for a couple hours. Number 2, self-care. That's look like sex. Self-care day 1 time per month. Mani, pedi, massage. Treat yourself. And the most important one is read the 5 love languages. Treat yourself to that this year. It's a very easy book to read. Have a highlighter, because there's going to be certain things that really, really hit you in the face. And read it with your partner. Read it to your partner like we read books to each other. Yeah. It's really important to connect that way. And again, we just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys that tune in every single Sunday for about the last 7 or 8 months now. It's been so much fun. And, obviously we're looking forward to continuing this in 2019. Do you want to leave them with something before we close out?
No.
If you say no, you say no. And then if you say no, you can't.
Want truth? I'll give you truth. Yeah. No. It's really great. And I love that. It's funny because tonight Scott's like, all right, what are we going to talk about tonight? And I was just like, I was having a day. I mean, I just kind of feel like tired. And, I was just like, I don't know. And I'm grateful that we have stayed consistent and we have done this every Sunday. And it's a way, sometimes I forget some things and it kind of reminds me, and it's a way for even us to reconnect and also connect with you guys. So I absolutely love it. Thank you for actually watching. I love seeing some familiar faces on here every weekend. I know Debbie is usually on. It's greatly appreciated, and, just happy that you guys can join us.
So what we wish for each and every one of you is that you continue to prosper in every and all ways of your life, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your significant other, your friends, your family, and here's to a continued blessed and amazing 2018 and an even better 2019. So cheers to all of you. Love you guys so much. Enjoy, and we'll see you next year. Bye, everybody.
Happy New Year.